Good morning, wherever you are in the world. I'm in the car park. I've just dropped my daughter off at Bally, so I'm sitting in the car park waiting for her. I thought I'll take this opportunity, it's the only one I'll get this weekend, to make a video. I don't know where I finished off, I can't remember from the last one, but I want to start about the greys. I know I was talking about the whistling greys, the ones that do the noise, but there's another type, and I don't know if they're greys. I've mentioned they're kind of called smeagles. They look like gnarly, my precious kind of people. You know, they're the main ones that have been hanging about. I think they're the ones, I see them as the ones that hang around everybody. And I think they obviously work for another group of beings. And I've got a strong intuition that they work for ones with scales. I don't say the name anymore because every time I do I seem to get harassed by them. So I'm not even going to think about them. You know, don't think about them, don't project your thoughts, don't connect to them, don't pull them to you, because it's just a whole barrel of nonsense you don't want. Now, these little things, they used to bother me all the time. They used to always come in the house. I think I told you the one that came through the wall. Well, I don't know if he's actually one of them, because he said something very strange, and I think I've mentioned this in a previous video about I was in bed, I was on YouTube, and I had the light out because obviously the phone was bright enough, and I decided to put the phone down on the bedside table. Just as I put the phone down and I was just about to bring my hand back, my hand was still stationary, kind of like this, you know, because I'd just been bringing it back. This thing seemingly walked through my bedroom wall from the street. I mean, there's no walls there for them, but for me it came from the direction through my bedroom windows. And it was like a little man, whatever, walking towards me, and he was grumbling, and he was saying, "The humans shouldn't be here anymore, they're all going to burn." Of course, I'm just frozen in place, thinking, what the hell is this now? And it came up to me. Now, my room was pitch black. Pitch black. I don't know if it was on purpose, it was pitch black, so I couldn't see it. It took my wrist, like this. Took my wrist like this, you know, and held onto my wrist and kind of pulled. And it was such an uncomfortable feeling. It was like completely constricting. It had long fingers. In my mind it was only 4 because I could feel them touching my skin. I could feel this thing touching me like it was physical. Although, how could it have been, because it came through the wall, but maybe it manifested, I don't know how. Maybe it was touching my energetic body and it felt physical because I do work on it a lot, so it is well muscly, you know. And it said, oh, it didn't say a word. It just held my hand, took my wrist, but it was a way it held me, obviously with some kind of pressure point that feels like horrible. It felt horrible, like totally controlling me, totally like a manipulative kind of energy. But it didn't say anything. This being didn't say a word to me. It just sat there, or stood there, or whatever, holding my wrist. And it was like this kind of Mexican standoff, where I was just there, staring into space, with blackness where it was, and it was obviously looking at me, holding my wrist. And it was just like this moment of you know, a bizarre moment where it just held me and I just sat there. And then as soon as it let go, I had this lightning flash reaction to grab it. And I grabbed it up where it must be near its elbow. I don't know how long its arms were, but I grabbed it and I was holding its arm. And it was skinny. It felt like it was cold. I remember it being quite cold. Not freezing cold, but it was just cold. I could feel it. And it almost felt rubbery. And the impression I got in my mind, what I was feeling, was it was kind of like as if it was made of silicone. It was a bizarre thing. And I held on to it and it just stopped moving. You know, and I held it for about, I don't know, 3, 4, maybe 5 seconds. And then it started to slowly pull its arm away. Well, I dug my nails in. Because I didn't want, I just dug my nails in. This wasn't a planned reaction. Don't get me wrong, I don't plan to do these things, but something just comes over me and I just react. And that's how I reacted. And I dug my nails in and it was still pulling away. And as it was pulling away, it was like I could feel that my nails were being filled with a kind of soft rubber. Like I expected, so once it pulled away, and then I grabbed my phone to look around the room, you know, to use the light of my phone, and I couldn't see anything. And I looked at the bed to see, because I thought there must be residue, there must be like, you know, little crumbled, like a rubber, like, you know, a razor when you rub, really soft ones, when you rub out your pencil markings, and it leaves really tiny, fine rubber fragments behind. That's what I thought I was going to find on the bed, and I'm looking at the bed, and I'm touching it, and I can't see anything. I was more concerned, didn't even look to see where it was going. I was more concerned of finding evidence of where it had been. I thought, that's brilliant. I've just tore its skin off. I can now use that and send it off to a lab, and I've proof that these things have visited me and came in my room. And so I'm very wheezy this morning. I have asthma, which is why I shouldn't smoke. It's the one thing they've got on me. So, and I thought I'll look inside my nails too, because I must be trapped up inside my nails. But there was nothing there. There was nothing there. And I hadn't fell asleep. I was wide awake. I was still sitting in the position I'd been in when I put my phone down. So it's not like I could have just fell asleep instantly and then woke up still sitting up. I was sitting up wide awake. And I was terrified. It was really bizarre, because when it was there, I wasn't scared. I had absolutely no fear. The fact I grabbed it to stop it from leaving, I don't know why I didn't speak and ask who it was. I don't know why I didn't do that. Why didn't I say, who are you? Tell me your name, show me your face. Why didn't I say that? I don't know. You just go with your innate reactions, don't you? And my innate reaction was just to grab it silently. I don't know what I was expecting to happen, or why I grabbed it, or I have no idea what I expected to happen next. But that's what I did. And I lay in bed all night after that. I was too scared to sleep. And I couldn't understand it in my head why I was so scared to sleep, because I'll take my seatbelt off. I don't know why I'm still sitting with my seatbelt on. I don't know why I was scared, but I became paralysed with fear. If it came back again, that this thing might come back. I mean, who cares it came back? When it was here, I wasn't scared. It was really irrational. And I was looking at it, looking at the, you know, my nails, and I was looking at the bed, and I was thinking, well, you know, this didn't hurt me. It just grabbed my hand. It didn't do anything to me. Why am I so scared? But this feeling of, and I kept saying over and over again, please don't come back, please don't come back. I don't mind if you appear and just look at me, but please don't touch me again. Please don't touch me again. That's what bothered me, the touching. The touching was awful. It being there in the room, didn't have a problem with it. Stand and look at me, didn't have a problem with it. But the way it touched my wrist, it was just awful. And then I didn't have an experience like that for a while. You know, I mean, I lay crying most of the night, please don't come back. You know, this is all in my book. A lot more experiences than I talk about are in the book. But, so people keep walking past looking at me, thinking I'm, hopefully think I'm on the phone to somebody, unless they can hear me. So when the next time it happened, I mean, I've had paralysis with them before, and I've had dreams where I've seen them, I've been face to face with them, and one particular one, who I think is the Overlord, because I had to go to him. I have no idea what I was asking, but I was asking for permission for something. I don't know. It's like I didn't let myself remember what it was, because maybe it's not something I meant to know yet, or, you know, because you only let yourself know. We are in control to an extent that we choose what to remember, or someone chooses for us what we're allowed to remember that's going to benefit us. Things that aren't going to benefit us aren't remembered usually. So I became aware of my consciousness, of my conscious self, and I was sitting in a waiting room, and I'd come for a purpose, and I was sitting there. And when I'm in that kind of place, I'm quite cocky. I'm quite a cocky person. It's like I know who I am when I'm there, and I have no fear of anybody, and I know my position, I know my rights. It's like I'm a political activist, and I know exactly the law, you know, and what they can get away with and what they can't. So I feel quite empowered. So I was sitting in this waiting room. It looked like a normal human waiting room. I'm looking about, and there was a couple of guys over by this door to the left, a small door, in front of this big door, like a big double door, where I knew this dude that I was meant to be seeing was. Now, these guys looked fairly human. If you didn't look at their ears, you would probably think they were human. They look identical to each other. They're bald, they're very big built, like bodybuilders. I'm not sure if they do wear black jackets, like black parka jackets, like a doorman would, But that's how I see them, so perhaps I put that onto them because that's how they appear to me. But they don't have ears, they have little slits, like gills. And they're all looking at me. Like they were chatting to each other, whispering, looking at me like curiously, like, what's she doing here? Like you could tell they were saying that, you know. Like, God, I can't believe she's just turned up here, you know. Like it's not something anyone would do. Like a human would not normally just turn up, or who they believe me to be. They're not sure why on earth I've turned up here, why I've come here. That's not the first time I've done that. I've gone to a place where people do not expect me to be. And they're all looking at me like, oh my God, the audacity, she's come here. So I'm sitting there and these people are whispering about me and talking about me. And then I get it's like these beings don't speak in language. They don't waste their time with language. Everything is by, I'd say, will. I don't really know how to explain it, but I'll give you an example. When you decide you want a coffee, right, or a drink, and you just get this feeling hit with you, and it's thirsty, you know, and then the next, you don't have a chat in your head like, oh, I think I'll get a coffee now. You just get this intuition, or you just get this feeling you want a coffee, you know, and you just get up and go make the coffee. That way of thinking, where you just decide to get a coffee without any mental chatter, that's how they speak. That's like that thought of their feeling, of their intention, of their will, of what they've decided, or is given in a flash of energy. It's like you get hit with it's like a ping, ping, and you know what their intentions are. So I got hit with a ping. Oh, I have to go in now. I've been accepted in. So I went into the room, and it's this little grey guy. He looks like a grey alien, but he's really wrinkled and really old. And he's sitting in this huge big chair, like big leather chair behind a big wooden desk. And he was just, I must have given him my idea without words. He just read for me what I was wanting. And he thought for a minute. And then I got the energy back. No. And I remember standing up at that point, put my hands on the table and leaning over and saying, do you know, I have more love and light in my body and my being, and I'm in human form. And turned and walked out. Like this was the biggest insult you could give to somebody who was just saying no to you, you know. And so I left the room in a kind of dramatic flair fashion. And when I got outside, halfway down the corridor back to where I was standing, or sitting the first time, I felt the acceptance. Yes. I remember just smiling. Yes, I've been allowed to do it, you know. But they don't speak in words, and I think, so I've obviously wanted something in my life, or been asked permission for something, because, you know, you come here with a set of scriptures that you have to abide by, and, you know, you agree before you come here to take these bodies, because they know well who we are, right? They know we're coming. They know we're coming from somewhere else, and we're going to take a human body on, and we're going to be here inside the simulation. They know our intentions, that we're here to break it as well, that we're here to try and raise the vibration. And they know, but it's like they've got this kind of cockiness about them, that they think that if they make our life as hard as possible, they give us terrible childhoods. And I didn't have a terrible childhood. I didn't. But, you know, things happened in my life, a lot of things happened in my life that it would make somebody give up. You know, a lot of pervy men. It's ridiculous. I seem to attract these crazy weirdos that spy on you and phone you in the middle of the night and breathe and stuff. And, you know, and then and I've been mercilessly attacked by these beings since I was on the earth, since I was able to tell people what my dreams were and what my experiences were. Absolutely mercilessly attacked. So they know who you are, they know you're coming here, they know your purpose. And they'll try and do everything in their power to steer you off your path, to get you into drugs and drink, to get you into sordid sexual acts, to try and make you feel to make you feel crap, you know. And you've got to just stay strong and stay away from it and just stay in your purity and stay in your truth. It's so important to stay in your truth. Remember who you are, and always know that you're not here for the circus. You're not here to watch. You're here to watch the circus, not to partake in it. You're here to stand on the sidelines and be aware of what's going on, and send energy as you want, as you need to. Like I'll give you an example. I sit in this car park every Saturday morning, and what I do is I watch people going past, and it's not something I plan to do. I just find myself doing it, and I'll watch people going past, and as they go past, I see people's energy signatures more than their physical body, and I'll look and I'll scan them, and I'll see things wrong in their body, or things wrong in their mind or their life, if they're sad, and I'll just send directed energy to that organ or to that fragment of their mind that's broken, or I'll send them a burst of energy to so they only see happiness now, they only see good things, so they can enjoy their life, so that everyone feels that, so the physical pain's not hurting them anymore, they're not brought down, everyone can raise their energy, because those things that are holding them down from being shining and happy, physical pain, mental pain, emotional pain, damage to their personality, I'll fix them as they're walking past. And I'll sit here for a good, it's an hour and a half I'll sit here for, and I'll look at every person that goes past. And that's just one of the purposes we're here for. Maybe yours isn't the same. I do it without even thinking, I've always done it. So maybe that's just what I came here to do. I'm a healer. I do healing. And the healing I do is really bizarre. People say they can feel things moving in their body when I do healings. And somebody had a big lump on their foot, one of my clients, and he wasn't coming to get the lump on the foot done, he was just coming for a healing. And he was a postman. And while I was doing the healing, I was like, oh, there's this big lump on his foot, I don't think you need that. And I checked, and it's like a rolled, and I can see inside people's bodies. I can see inside your body. I've done it before where I looked at someone and said, oh, you've got metal pins in there inside your leg, through their clothes. And they're like, yes, I do. How do you know that? Because I can see inside people's bodies. It's not something to gloat about, it's just something I can do. Obviously, that's one of the reasons I'm here, because I need to see inside and fix what's gone wrong. Anyway, so I decided to remove this lump on the man's foot. Just with my hand and my intention, I see into the cells, I see into the program, I see like almost a code, and I just rewrite the code. Remove the thing, make the cells transmute any negative energy, any dis-ease or disharmony into positive energy, into healing energy, blah blah. That's how I work. Anyway, when the guy came to, he woke up, and I put people into a trance, so they have an out-of-body experience while I'm working on them, and it's safe. People usually meet people that have passed on. They get time to have their granddad they hadn't been able to dream about or see for years, or they just have an experience that they need to learn something about themselves. But it's always positive. So when he got up, I says, Vic, by the way, one of your feet, I can't remember which one it was now, had a lump on it, but I've removed it. And he says, oh, I'm waiting for surgery for that. I've got like some tendon, blah, blah. And he says, oh, it's my, and he said, I'll be able to tell you when I stand up. And he stood up, and because it hurts, he said, it's like a lump. And he got up, he went, I don't know, was it my right? I don't know which foot it is, I can't feel it anymore. And then about 2 weeks later, he was on his postal round, walking around, and he shouted over the fence to me. He said, hey, you're good. That's gone, I don't need surgery anymore. I'm like, oh, interesting. Because when I'm doing the healings, I don't have an ego, so I don't think, oh, I can heal that, I can do this. I just do. I just do what comes through me, what I feel I should do, right? And I don't know if it's going to I don't even think if it's going to fail or pass. It's not even a thing that comes to me. It's just a thing I'm doing. But it's always quite nice to say, oh, I'm really happy I helped you, But I don't need to know, because I'm just doing, or someone's doing through me, if you want to look at it that way. Maybe my higher self works through me that way, and I'm just a vehicle, which is fine, because I'm not here on earth to take part in this. I'm just doing a job, and I'm getting out again. And that's what most of us are come here to do. And when you try to do anything different, you feel crap, because you're not here doing your dharma. We've lived for a long, long time. We don't need to experience this, experience that on earth. We really don't. It's not we're missing out if we don't do certain things on this planet. We're here to do a job. We've been seconded to Earth realm to fix it. You can have fun while you're doing it, but that's not the be-all and end-all. I'm not going to cry if I miss out on an experience, because I'll never get the chance again. I've done it a million times probably. I'm not missing out. Anyway, so this grey guy, I'd asked his permission and got my answer. And I don't know what it was I asked for. I don't know what I've been allowed to do. I don't know if it was meeting my partner, no idea. but something that was not part of the contract. So yeah, so this dude is obviously the overlord of the contracts or our experience on Earth, and they're in charge of all the humans. I don't know quite how they got control. I have vague memories. I have these vague memories of a past gone by where we were part of creating this simulation. It was like a game. It was like a fun game to do. We're creating a place that was going to be fun and people could go and experience of having limited, not so limited consciousness, right? But it was a beautiful world where we wanted to go and experience this type of life, right? Because we don't have this. Where we come from doesn't look like this. It doesn't breathe. We don't breathe this. It's more nitrogen. We don't breathe oxygen. And it's a whole different experience. And we wanted to create a kind of, almost like a heaven realm, right? Like a Garden of Eden for people to go to and have a break, have a rest. And then very quickly it got hijacked. It was seen as a great opportunity by these dudes, and they came and hijacked it, and now we're just trying to get it back again. We're just trying to get the bloody thing back again. It's our response. We made it. I feel. That's what I always feel. We made it. A group of us. We made it, and now we've lost it. And we feel very responsible for the people that were trapped here. So we kind of owe it to them to get them back out again. Because these were people we knew. These were people that volunteered or bought tickets to come here and then got trapped. And we can't leave them behind. We can't just turn our head and walk away and get on with our existence in a different dimension. You can't. You have to fix it. Get back what we lost for the sake of everyone here. And that's why I don't get upset when people do gnarly things to me or people are awful to me, because I see them like, God, we put you here. You've been dropped down so far, you're lost, you're so disconnected. I don't see what they're doing to me. I don't see this badness they're doing to me. Because they're not really doing badness to me, they're doing badness to themselves. And it's a shame, because it's our responsibility. I just have to turn the engine a minute and look at the time, because I don't want to forget to get her. 11:16, got 15 minutes. Oh, bloody no. Yeah, my music coming on. By the way, while that's coming on, I don't know if any of you listen to Oasis, or which album it even is, but it's an album and it's full of songs I did not know. I just found an album in the house and I'll listen to that, something for the car. No, I don't stop listening to it. And it's Oasis. And they're constantly singing about the revolution. And there's one song in it called Heebie Jeebies or something, and it's about everything I'm talking about. I deciphered, I listened to it and I'm like, everything he said absolutely resonated. Even the very, very beginning, talking about the silver and gold and silver sunshine raining down. It's the energy coming from space. And then the freaks are rising up through the floor. Yep, that's what happens. Keep your desires in a bag, because you're not supposed to have desires. That's how they get you. When they heat lamp you with a desire, that's them trying to pull you into the trap. And what does it say? Something to do with like, not walk through the fire, but something like set yourself on fire, or set your on fire when you, oh, there's a rainbow there. When you come in the house, like you have to purify your aura before you come into someone's home, because you're bringing crap with you. Every word in it's like amazing. It's called Heebie Jeebies. You should listen to it. It's like, he knows. He absolutely knows. And about 3 songs on it are about the rapture. I did not know Liam Gallagher knew this shit. I would never expected it. But now I don't stop listening to it. I'm like, God, such a good song. You know, especially the freaks are rising up out the ground. That's exactly what it's like at night. They start rising up at the ground and come and dement you when you're sleeping, and bag, you know, keep your desires in a little bag or something, you know. Bag them up. And if you get desires, come and help me and I'll help you get rid of them. It's like, that's what I teach people. Use different words. Don't have desires, these strong urges, you know. They're bad. They come from a bad place. And I told you in another video, you're not going to like what I say about any of this, but I mean, hey, it's up to you, right? If you feel your dharma is that you came here to help, you came here for a reason, you're not quite sure what it is, I'm just telling you what my interpretation of it is, and if it can help you, because when I see people losing their track, they're off on the wrong track and they feel disconnected, they feel lonely, even if they've got loads of friends, they feel a deep sense of loneliness. It's because you're not connecting to your home, people. You've disconnected from your group. We all came here in tribes, right? We're all here together. Not the people you see walking around and about you. We're here to help them because they've been disconnected for many an eon. And the thing is, this energy coming from space, and I'm jumping around a bit, right? But this is how I talk to my friends. I'm very frustrating. There's an energy coming from space. It's like we're leaving the cloud, right? It's not coming from space, but it is. But I mean, it's already in space. It's not coming from somewhere else. And we're going through this thick cloud in space, right? Our whole solar system. But we're now exiting into a kind of hole in this cloud, where that cloud seems to shield the Earth from all the cosmic radiation, and our, it does give us a lot of protection, right? But it also stops us from getting our higher energy back again. Stops us from getting these cosmic rays that we need to transcend this energy. Now, I was told a long time ago that there's going to be water coming, like a flood, lots of water, and the air's going to be covered in water, and it's going to start with this thing in America, the building's blown up. That's why I came here. I remember my first kind of feeling of why I came here was feeling this urge to come to Earth. There was a cry for help, and I had to go, and I remember leaving my man and my baby, this little girl. She was a tiny little thing, and she was sitting on the edge of the water, like dangling her feet, and she looked like about 4 months, but she was sitting up quite fine, ready to jump in and swim. So I think babies are a lot tinier there. And I turned and said to him, I have to go, you know that, right? I have to go. You've got to look after her now. And then I turned and ran. I was running across the water, and I was running towards America. It was New York. I remember as I was getting there, the buildings started to collapse and fall, and I was jumping on the parts trying to get to rescue people, and then the water was coming up through the ground, and it was horrible. And I thought, that's why I came here. Something's going to happen in New York. But then the UK was covered in water as well. Where I am in Edinburgh was only about 5 feet, but the water was coming up. Waves were coming from the west, coming up over Edinburgh Castle, and like a huge wave come up over the castle. So I believe it's something that comes from the southwest of England and comes up, because there was foam coming up the east coast, so the water had always been turbulently. Anyway, I dreamt a lot about that, and a lot of people I knew dreamt about that, and we all dreamt about this spaceship that was coming to rescue us as well. We got the choice: you can stay, and you can try and survive, or you can come with us. It's your choice. But you're airlifted off the planet while the crap's happening, and then you're put back to help rebuild civilization and teach them. Now this is a bittersweet pill, right? From my perspective, because if this energy that because we're now leaving this safety of the clouds, right, and we're going into this area of space where there's no protection, where Earth and our whole solar system is going to be exposed to really harsh levels of cosmic radiation, and it's going to transmute a lot of our cells into something else. It's going to change us on a metaphysical level, and I think it's going to change us back to our true forms. I do believe it can change us back to our true forms, and we'll look like how we looked before we came here, which would be hilarious, because I'm half cat. I'm like a lion person, and I've seen myself as a lion. Sometimes in dreams I run like a lion, but I've seen myself, and they've been showing me a lot recently. Look in the mirror. I keep having dreams I'm looking in the mirror, and I'm looking at my face, and it's not my face, and there's somebody else standing behind me observing, watching my reaction. I'm like, oh, well, look at my face, like I'm happy to have my face back again. And then my daughter, who just turned 4, she started crying the other day out of nothing. And I said, oh, what have you done, darling? She said, oh, I've hurt my finger. I said, oh, come here, let me kiss it, let me see. And she came over and cuddled her in. She says, Mummy, I'm not really crying about my finger. I cried because your eyes changed. You scared me. I says, what do you mean my eyes changed? She says, your eyes were really big, like this, really big. And I'm like, oh, that's just what Mummy's dream body looks like. You just saw my dream body. And she was really scared. She went, yeah, but you look like the aliens that are in the house. And they just stand watching. They're frightening. I'm like, oh, that's just Mummy's guys. They're always here. I've got a crowd around me all the time. They're always just, we're in a group here doing this work. I'm just the boots on the ground, try to explain to a 4-year-old, eh? No, it's just my gang from home. They're just with me all the time. I'm just the one that does the talking, or they tell me what to say or talk through me, but don't worry about that, They're good guys. They're the lion guys. So now when the fizzy man comes, the one that she says looks like he's got long claws, I think she said he's got red eyes, and he snarls, and he tries to hurt her, and he tries to hurt me. He tries to push me. And one time she says, Mummy, the fizzy man's going to try and push you. And I says, I laughed, Daisy, yeah, let him try. And I said, I'm going to go and get your hot chocolate now. I turned round and I got pushed into the wall. I was like, come on, eh? You know? That's when I'm a bit like, yeah, sure, you can push me. Yeah, he did push me. You just lose your foot and then go in the wall. And she looked at me like, well, he did push you. She's only 4, imagine going through this. I went through it, I'm fine. Well, that's up to him. It's up to you to decide that, innit? Am I fine? Maybe I'm not fine at all. Or maybe none of this is real. I've just lost my marbles. But anyway, you know, I don't think that's true. Other people see things. I have questioned that, obviously. I obviously have questioned that. Is this all true? Have I banged my head once and I didn't remember it? But then my partner's scared crapless of things. Hearing people talking, mumbling behind us, hearing things moving. In fact, when he first met me, he met me through the psychic school I run. He was talking to me, I was teaching him. And after a few months, I ended up feeling like, you know, I remember this heart chakra explosion, all this energy coming out of me, and then I was crying, and I was like, what the hell's happening? Because I connected to him. It's bloody bizarre. Let me just check the time again, because there's lots of little children going past doing ballet. 25 past, I better leave in a minute. Oh my goodness. Automatically comes on. So I'm not going to get enough time to finish this unless I pause it, but I won't get a chance, I don't think. But anyway, so the whole thing I was just trying to say to you about these little greys, the overlords, they are the ones that are in charge of our contracts. And I've cancelled all my contracts with them. I had to go to the Akashic Records. I had to go to the place where they keep the Akashic Records and speak to the people that look like just poles of light. That's all they are, poles of light. Blue, what I saw. Just white, blue poles of light, and you're talking to pole of light. But I cancelled all my contracts. Didn't want any contracts with them. I've removed all my implants. And now I've removed my chakras, which is really good. No more attacks, no more heat lamping, no more false illusion feelings, no more thoughts implanted. It's really good. I've got a nice, quiet, calm life now. Just enough to do my work, you know, do what I need to do. But I've rambled on enough, and I hope I've even said anything of value. I don't know if I have. I've just shared a lot of nonsense. Well, not nonsense, it's truth, but I just, like, bleh, it all comes out. But I hope I've helped somebody, and at least giving you some direction to stay on your Dharma, and don't worry, you don't miss out on life by not taking part in all those raging parties and just you're here just to come in, do your job and go home. And connect with your people. Connect. Look up, look inside you, but up inside you. Where's my people? Where's my tribe? I welcome my tribe to connect with me. And then you'll get this connection, and hopefully you can hear them talking to you, and because they're quite a laugh. Mine are like a laugh. Mine are like a bunch of guys, some girls, and they're always joking with me and teasing me, and you know, what are you looking at? Person's looking right in my car. People sometimes look at me weird like that. I know I'm sitting talking to, but I could be on the phone. But anyway, enough of that silliness, right? I hope you find your path after watching this video. I'm going to make another video on the Men in Black, because I've met them twice. I call them that because that's what they seem to be. These weird suit-wearing people, black suits, weird milky blue eyes, talk really, really weird. Warned me to stop what I'm doing. Made me lose a year of my life, memory-wise. So I'm going to go into that next video. I'm going to upload this. This is the third one. I did make one of Men in Black, but then I got disturbed, so I'm going to redo it. But I'll upload them as soon as I can. So I'm hopefully going to get these videos back to back to back, or all at once, so you can at least follow a pattern somehow, because I'm talking and I just talk like take left turns, right turns, double back a little bit, jump through a hoop. So I hope you can follow. But have a nice day, and I will speak to you later on. Bye bye, people.